We keep the other bad men from the door.
So, I just wanted to get the gang together early in my tenure to say, yup.
World needs bad men. Keep the other bad men from the door. We are back. Can't wait. I've already been prepping for what we talked about for our next season. New intro for that. We're excited. We'll announce that soon. Because like I've said a few weeks, we've been picked up for a third season. We're pretty happy about it. We're here. Mark, don't lose the there's higher ups in this company. They're working in the direct negative, but they are happy with
this
the
is
product.
A prime time slot right here.
I pitched him a few like one-off episodes that we have planned, and they were like, "Fucking season 3, you've been renewed for the next 3 years if you guys want to." So the ball's in our court. So we're pretty excited about what's happening here. Leftovers season 2 ends tonight. It joins the rankings. We are now into season 3 of both Succession and True Detective. New cast. I didn't look. Same writer? New writer?
Oh, same guy.
Does anybody know?
Same writer.
Yeah, same guy.
Oh, okay. Well, he went to a library.
Allegedly, same writer. We don't.
I don't blame you. He ghostwriter. By name alone, he learned some things. So we'll discuss that tonight. And then Succession keeps happening. And then will I carry the same enthusiasm of the last episode of The Leftovers? Only time will tell. Mark. Again, peek behind the curtain. We are recording this currently on Halloween. We are in Mark's really busy season. Still being able to meet every episode, still being able to meet every week. So all you podcasts that fail in 3 weeks, you just don't have the guts. All right, that's all I'm going to say. Stick to it. But Mark, how are you? How was your limited viewing experience? And how's the insurance game?
It's fine. It works out because we do this on Fridays. And I mean, even though there's only so many days that this is open, people still don't want to talk to me on weekends. So, it works out fine. And I mean, I also like that you bring up, hey, like we our show got brought back. Like, we've been in negotiations. Like the negotiations to keep this show going were pretty similar to like the negotiations that Ridiculousness had to do to stay on MTV. Like they're non-existent. Like, hey, you guys want to keep doing another season? Yeah, sure, why not? Like, and they'll go until the network died, apparently.
Yeah, I saw the news. 46 seasons, Ridiculous gets canceled. I think Rob Dyrdek just quit, or the channel died. I don't think there's actually a cancellation. That was wild. I haven't turned on an MTV. I don't think in 10 plus years at this point. So to know that Ridiculous was still playing, proud of them. Apparently it was their only programming, which is just absolutely insane why that wasn't just converted to a YouTube channel, which is so weird to me. But you know what? I'm not in charge of your finances. Yes, but the negotiations were fast and loose. Just really helps our negotiations when the only 2 member on the board are the people that do TV Chronicles. So it's basically a discussion looking at Matt and Mark and be like, "You want to keep going?" And they're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "All right, then we're going to do it. We've been renewed." Just wait until a few other shows on this channel come asking for a renewal. It will be a quick nod. Matt, how are you? How was your viewing experience?
I'm doing good. I mean, it sounds like that means we can beat their record and get to 47 seasons. We'll have to wait and see if we run out of TV by that point or not.
Well, if we have to do that, let me tell you, Mark's not letting episode season 7 go without The Walking Dead. So we would have to jump in and do this to the dead. We did talk again. Payson Johnson, probably one of our only viewers, or our weird spikes that we get to 200 at times. Whoever just pops in. Appreciate all you guys. But we have talked about one-offs. spinoffs. There's a few things in the works. Nothing's concrete, but like I've planned some stuff in my head is like YLS style, but the three of us, just us, no one else included. But like we go through like our 10s, our 9s, our 8s of a certain genre centered around this thing. I was thinking like episodes that we've talked about. I was thinking side characters, like not the main ones, but the side characters, like overall where we'd rank them and where they'd be. I think it'd be an interesting concept because we've spent so much time together on these shows. It'd be fun to see who do we actually like, because after we're done talking, because the show has evolved so much since The Wire and Breaking Bad days. Now we're in a wholly different way of doing it. So it's kind of interesting to see what we really think instead of just like solid breakdown. So,
Oh, yeah. I mean, by the time we're doing a Succession, we could do best quotes too. So,
some version. But yeah, like there are some insane quotes in this show. So yeah.
But yeah, like we said, we're ending the show, we're starting the show here, so this should be an interesting week. What did you think, Cody?
Yeah, I was at the height of so last week's episode almost felt like a fever dream, because as somebody that hasn't seen anything of these shows, one show was the how I described it, like the Al Pacino, like once I think I'm out, they pull me back in, and then one was arguably one of the most frustrating, annoying season of all time. I think it's honestly my lowest score. We talked about this when we got off air. Like probably Oz season 4 would be maybe lower than True Detective season 2 if we look back. But I think we were even back then grading on a little bit of a curve. But also I think that one had such a hard thing is because of one-offness. Like we knew characters from Oz.
Yeah.
So even season 4, there were pluses. Because I think season 4 ends with the stabbing of, what's his name? Who gives a fuck? So,
yeah.
He dies, but then we get 8 more episodes of shit. It doesn't matter. So if it would have ended right there, season 4 first half would have been good. So there were pluses and minuses, but no, this one was weird because I was trying to carry that same momentum. We'll get into it because it'll be the first show we talked about. But then I had to basically click the Men in Black erase like thing and start with a new season of True Detective and how what I feel about it. Mark didn't speak like glowingly like he speaks about season 1, but he tells us like it's definitely better than the first one, and 3 episodes in, he's not wrong. So I'm excited to see.
I mean, it would be hard not to be better than.
And that was your fierce viewing of True Detective season 3 too, right, Matt? So this is one of those first ones that me and Matt are in lockstep, that we have no idea where it's going to go. I'm interested. We'll have a lengthy discussion on that when we get there, but I think we get to the leftovers.
Yeah, let's do it. Start off with episode 9, 1013. We got Meg suffers a personal loss and heads out on a pilgrimage to Miracle. And after a fallout with Lori, Tom seeks to reunite with Meg. So as we kind of warned Cody a little bit last week, hey, this is it's a Tommy episode, but more so a Meg episode than a Tommy episode.
Yeah,
the characters we really love are
the best ones.
Listen, I'm in a mixed bag here because I'm kind of excited that you told me that because, well, for the show it's worse because I would have came in one fiery fucking mess if I just walked into that. I just hate the cold plunges. Like I hate the cold plunges. I know what they're trying to do. I'll just lay my cards on the table. I don't like the direction that they chose to go. My personal opinion. I feel like it's a very cop-out move, and we can discuss that at length when we get there. But I just feel like, one, I think I said it last season, you gotta stop giving me your standalone things. You can't just. This one was more tied in than everything else, but this show like makes or breaks when they don't know where they're going to do standalones, and like this has been 8 episodes. I'm completely removed from these characters at this, like Meg and stuff. I don't have that connection. Like, I don't like her to begin with. One, I don't know. The show has done a bad job, in my opinion. You guys may disagree. Has a bad job to tell me why Meg has made this dramatic of a switch. Because Meg was learning.
Yeah.
Meg was practicing. When it all went down, she was kind of doing the situation, but maybe the power got to her. But overall, I just don't feel like it was described enough in the show to tell me that why Meg has now turned into the big bad evil of this show. Did I miss something that I just didn't grab? Like, I know we get that in episode 3 of this when she basically fucks Tom.
Yeah.
But that was more out of left field than anything else, because we didn't know why Meg. We didn't know that his wife left the situation. Like, they kind of just like dropped us out of the airplane and said, "Oh, these different places are different places now." But we don't know why they moved all of a sudden to Miracle at this point. We're just we have to find these breadcrumbs. The breadcrumbs don't lead to the direct spot of why these characters have made the switch they made.
Yeah. And that's kind of why I think that they probably had to do this episode, or thought that they had to do this episode in order to get to the finale. Because if you would have just jumped to the finale without at least getting like some of this stuff in this episode, you would have been like completely lost, or you would have been like, "Oh, that's way out of left field," more so than it seems now. I mean, I know Meg, they try to make her more extreme towards the end of the first season. And of course, like you said, she pops up again early on in this season. So I guess that's why they decided she needed a little bit more character stuff in this episode here. Which I think they did an okay job of showing like how she's developed and stuff. And like, she's pretty much doesn't feel like the guilty remnant is like taking things extreme enough. So she needs to up the ante. Like, I know that one of my favorite scenes in this episode is like when they all just like stop in the middle of the road with the school bus, and she just gets on there and just throws a grenade on the school bus and then blocks the door. Thankfully, didn't explode, so I don't have to worry about counting all those characters. But
definitely Matt's concern. Children that fuck off. Oh my god, with a 27, with a 56, what is the number? Google's how many kids on the school bus blows up? Do you guys like? Am I wrong? Like, am I just reading it wrong, or am I just over like? Am I wanting a villain origin story that I just shouldn't be expecting at this point?
I don't know if that's necessarily the show. I hate to just say it like that, but
it's just I should just interpret that she's been with the guilty this long, so now they have to have a new leader, and she's the new leader.
And she's not even the leader, because the guilty remnant doesn't really even like what she's doing. This is like kind of like she's kind of just get other people that agree with her, that because she had that meeting with, like, I guess those were the leaders of the guilty remnant, and they think that she's going too extreme, and she like yells out, "Just talk." So she's not really even following the guilty remnant stuff anymore. Now she's got another group of extremists kind of going off of that.
No, I mean, I think they did a solid job in it. I think the main reason why it feels like it is because we've hardly seen her this season. I think because most of that groundwork was done in season 1, which feels like a long time ago now. Like, because I think you can kind of see the planting of breadcrumbs in season where they're doing stuff, and she constantly wants to up the ante, and she's not really satisfied with what they're doing until like they do like their way fucked up thing at the end of season 1, which I mean, she honestly takes it like a champ there. Like, so, I could believe that she would probably build up a solid cred too, because she'd probably be they had to have gotten a lot of noise for what they did in Mapleton that day. And they probably one of the few that either didn't die or stuck with the movement. So I can understand her being like a leader, but I don't know. Like, I feel like of this episode, like her part is not the one that bothers me, honestly. I think they do a good job, of diving into like even though they told us it before, it was still kind of a striking thing to see that dinner of her mother and to see her die and kind of her kind of deal with her sadness a bit and her getting nothing. We kind of understand why she went to the guilty remnant in the first place. Like, so I think it's fine. It's just like, it's weird that they paint her as a big character, even though this is the second time we've seen her.
Yeah, I think that's the issue because, like, when Tom and that baby situation was happening in season 1, we at least had flashback like moments to it. Like, it was 5 minute scene here, 5 minute scene. If we got any of that with her throughout the season, I don't think I would feel as jarring about this. But then, especially where this ends, like, it feels very like that last puzzle piece on a good like story, and it doesn't fucking fit. So you just slam it and just like it looks good enough to me from a naked eye. But for me, I'm just like,
Well, we'll get to that thing because I think,
I mean, it would have been interesting to perhaps maybe instead of just doing this as a whole episode, maybe just break this episode apart, just have like 5 minute scenes spread throughout the season. I mean, that could have been another way for them to do it. I mean, I understand.
Like Tom, like I like the stuff between Tom and his mom, and like you needed the money, so this is what I don't love it. No, I don't love it because I feel like it's like I think Tom's a bad actor. That's it. Sorry, just gonna throw that out there. Don't think he's strong.
He hasn't been in much since then, so like I don't think they're like off base.
Bingo, got that one right. Okay, anyways, and I feel like it's a very forced emotional scene that doesn't need to happen, and that was the breaking point, which doesn't make sense. Like, I understand wanting to be done with the situation. I understand not thinking this is the where we need to be reacting to. I get all those viewpoints from it. The problem that I'm having with is the slap across the face is the trigger, and like, fuck it, I'm gonna just go and be done. You can't sell me on that. Like, that's forced emotional manipulation that I just don't buy into. Like, I just don't.
And I think he kind of almost made up his point by then, and that was just kind of his excuse to finally get away from her and that whole situation, because he wasn't liking doing that whole the fake Holy Wayne thing.
I mean, I think this is the part of the episode to me that feels kind of undercooked because it's weird because they do, I think, a pretty good setup in that third episode that we saw here. I think it's very good and kind of how they got there. But then we see him do the one Holy Wayne session, and then he has that fallout with his mom, and then he just leaves. And it's like I feel like the work that they wanted to do, that I feel like they thought that, hey, the work that we did in this third episode, which in the timeline of episodes would have been a month and a half ago, is good enough to sell you on kind of the arc that we're giving this character.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I agree because, like, do I buy that Tom would be done with this situation after he had to deal with Wayne? Yes. Do I buy, like, him trying to find an escape? Yes. Do I find, like, shoving it together in this one scene to justify all of it? No, like, not at all. Like, when you get pulled out of a van and dump gasoline on and have like you have random sex with a girl and then get pulled out of the thing and thrown like threatened like that, yeah, that's where on my end of I'm done at this point. Why do I have to? Why would I go for more time?
I mean, it's funny because we spent the time we spent with Tom last season where we weren't super thrilled about it. So they tried to pump up his character by, putting him with Lori, which I think actually does work kind of well. Like, I think the things that they get out of it, I think are pretty good, but they don't spend a lot of time there. So we are kind of sitting here going, was like this 1.5 episode worth just keeping this character around, or should we have found a different reason to pull Lori into Jardin?
Honestly, I think that if you take Tommy out of this season, it's not that different. And I think they might have had the same reaction that we did after the first season, where like every episode when they jumped to him for like 10 minutes, is the weakest part of the episode. So like, we'll just limit that to like a couple episodes this season, so we're not dragging you down every single episode with the Tommy storyline.
Tommy was the only linchpin between the two to make the story work. But that's why they had to put him in. But no, like I don't know who was writing in the off season to be like, we need more Tommy. Like Tommy got little screen time. We need to put Tommy back in this. Those fans could fuck the ride off. Like there's nobody requested this. So like,
well, I mean, as you see at the end of the episode, there is another linchpin connecting Meg to the rest of the story.
Yeah.
So technically, we didn't really need Tommy.
But what the fuck are we doing? You like. Well, by my take on this is you guys like how this season ends, and I don't. So I'm going to be in my back. I'm just going to be on my back foot.
No, we're going to talk it out. It's not going to be horror.
That end of the sequence, that linchpin, is a fucking shoehorn bullshit. You can't convince me. Well, you maybe can. Maybe you can. But I don't think so. Because it's the most forced shoehorn thing ever. Why haven't showed us any of these characters why those characters would react the way they would?
Well, I mean,
to go with her, why?
Well, I mean, okay, so yeah, I guess we're gonna talk about.
Let's just jump in.
Yes, we're here.
The ending is the reveal that the three girls that went missing are with Meg's group, her little offshoot of the Guilty Remnant, and they've been camping out over with her this whole time. They got some plans that they're gonna do.
Yeah,
I mean, I can understand, but I mean, we didn't really get to see any or meet these characters really before they disappeared.
Thank you. Thank you. It's an absolute Logan Roy all fuck off. Like, no. This is it. Because I'm telling you right now, I'm this close to just fucking I'm done with Max. I'm gonna be done with HBO Max at this point because how many more bait and switch bullshit you have to give me that look at the mom over here. The mom probably killed her daughter and did something different. There's voodoo people priest in the fucking woods. Look at this person, possible pedophile, who knows? Nope. It's fucking Meg from Middleton that came down to Miracle, found the two girls and that happened to connect to the family next door. That by the way, Nora could be a lens. Nora could have been responsible for this. No, look at Nora. Nope, it's the person that wasn't involved in the fucking story from the start.
Not that we knew.
That's bullshit. That's the biggest cop out ever.
Well, as we saw in this episode, Meg met Evie soon after when she went there. We got the origin of the knock knock joke.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh my god, guys. Stop it. Like, that's the problem with this. I don't need you to show me breadcrumbs that Meg was like she was there all along and she was with the situation. You have to either give me some storyline of her hunting down and going to Miracle before the episode 9 of Miracle. Like going to Miracle. Fine. I have to know that they're on the mission and that she could be in the town. Sure. I don't need to know she's attached to it. It could be the same seeds of doubt that are on the other side that they've planted on everybody else. Or I need to know something about the character of the girls besides being naked, running through the woods, and then all of a sudden just disappearing. I need something connective tissue. But instead, we're like, you know who would be great? It's literally Buster Keaton in a fucking silent movie, twirling his mustache. We're like, I've got the girl. She's in the cabin. Why? No one knows. Because he was able to tell her that the disappearance, which their family. Please explain this to me. This town, no one went missing, correct?
Yeah, no one went missing.
So no one knows what this means. No one understands. There's nothing to remember. So why would she join a group that she has no reason to feel grief or sadness for?
Well, I mean, that's how cults work. They find people.
Wow, that's a knocked up joke.
I mean,
The guilty remnant is a vessel to put into motion disastrous plans because they were left behind and people are holding on to the past. They need to be they need to stop because they died that day.
Yeah.
No one in Miracle fucking died that day.
Yeah, but they can't let go of the fact that nobody disappeared on that day. That's their whole town is all about. We were spared. Why
do the
they
teenage
made that
girls
their identity?
Why do the teenage girls that's been 4 years prior to that? So how old were they when that happened?
I'll give you the other two. I do think at least throughout the season we understand why Evie went to the guilty remnant.
Because she doesn't have faith. She doesn't have anything. She feels lost and hopeless.
Yeah.
I mean, you met her parents.
I understand. Listen, I know how the Nikes and Kool-Aid cults work. I get that. You feel helpless. You feel lonely. You put on the shoes. You drink the thing. You go dead. I get that. But my thing is, we didn't spend enough time. Like, this is going to sound horrible. We spent more time with Evie's boobs on screen than we did her as a character. Why is that the case? We only got what the character means by exposition told to us by other characters. That's a problem.
I mean, sure. I don't think that. I think we guys can still understand like where she's coming from. Is at least through other members of the family, and knowing just like this whole family dynamic is kind of fucked up. It's also like how weirdly she did kind of side of her dad on "There's no miracles in Miracle" in a weird way by siding with the guilty remnant.
But we took a shotgun and put it to the back of True Detective Season 2 for using most of their time for giving us exposition of character development instead of giving us character development. And then they're going to put her in a camper and make us feel like, oh shit, how did she get back to Meg? But no, we should know that Evie's the way she is because characters have told us that. That's bad storytelling.
I mean, we don't know the answer. I mean, her parents don't get the answer.
We don't know the answer after the next episode either.
I mean, if we infer off of one line, she kind of
if my grandmother had wheels, she'd be a bike. What are you talking about?
I mean, this is weird because I do feel like we get a little bit into it next episode. I know why they didn't do it from a story perspective. Because honestly, if they leave any sort of breadcrumbs from a story perspective, this twist, you can see it from a fucking mile away. Like it's if they had shown the guilty remnant in Jordan or around Jordan even a little bit, I think we probably would suspect, oh, this is the GR thing. Like, I don't know why. I'm not 100% sure, but they are 100% responsible for this. Because I think
I think that could have been even a more misdirective of Eve. Here's my thing.
Yeah.
I think it would have been a better misdirection if we did see them and then we'd all think it's them and then they swayed somewhere different. But then to just bring her into this and just do it on this thing, it just feels very shoehorned in to connect it back to the original story that we didn't have any. You know why I'm the most pissed about this entire thing? Because we wasted 6 fucking episodes at the beginning of this season with bullshit that was so boring and just not important. Now looking at the entire story that I have in front of me, that we could have done some more character development that we didn't get. I don't need the guilty remnant in Miracle if that's the case. I just need to know a little bit more about Evie, why they would make this decision, because what I don't understand about this decision is one, the other two girls, we know fucking jack shit about. Not a thing about those girls. None. Why they would jump on it, who knows? They were also 4 years younger when this actually happened. So they were even younger in development than this. Why do they feel the way they were? If they were backlashing against their parents, if they were showed to be disgruntled or angry with moments, that's all you need. then you maybe get the thing. Now it just feels like, oh, the big baddie fucking Liv Tyler shows up, and now they're like, oh, I'll hop in an RV with you. Why? I don't know. We're just gonna do it.
I mean, they were probably chatting on the internet message boards and stuff.
Give me that. Give me something.
But they wanted to.
Mrs. White is typing.
To think that maybe they did depart or something like that. So, like Mark said, if they had the guilty remnant involved, then it's easy to assume that. But
I wish I was just Omar and died in the fucking convenience store.
I mean, to me, like, I don't really feel like. Again, some of this is like at least from the next episode. I don't have any issues with at least with knowing why characters did things. I do have a little bit of at least some logic stuff here, just in the sense that we haven't seen Meg this entire time, and it doesn't really seem like Meg has or at the very least we don't know if she has any constant communication with everybody in here. So it's a little bit weird just to see Meg get thrown in the middle of this, and us to expect that her and these three girls have had constant communication for maybe I would assume 6 months at least, probably at least kind of getting at least getting them on their side, especially since Evie and Meg have, other than that one chat, have no reason to have no connection to each other. It's not like they met in season 1.
Yeah, that's my only biggest gripe with it, because they set up a mystery for the mystery to be I agree with you. If they show, well, I mean, honestly, we should have picked it up right away. It's kind of dumb that we didn't.
It's rewatching it. It is stupid obvious that
because episode 3, it's oh, she's got to be the girls go missing. She's got to be involved somewhere. That's just why else? But they put so much different deflection out there for it to just be her. Is kind of just a wet fart for me.
I mean,
honestly, you're walking against 3 great episodes of television, too, which I expect something. It just didn't deliver.
I mean, that's where the theme song every episode just tells you to just let the mystery be.
Yeah, Mark. Yes, man. I'm a big fucking not why guy. I'm just a yes guy that moves along.
Yeah. Because this, I mean, honestly, this show is really kind of just the vibes with we really care about Kevin and Nora and their journey and stuff. These are all a lot. They introduced a whole lot of new characters in the second season. And I think they did a good job of at least the parents, John and her. Don't let the fact that I can't remember her name discourage my point that they did a good job with her character.
Yeah. No, you're fine. Welcome to my entire life every time. Wouldn't it be funny if I gave you shit about literally the one thing I have? You guys just want to get to the last thing so we can correct, or you got anything else on this? I don't want to skip if you have something.
I think we pretty much covered it all. There was. I thought there was a good scene with Meg and Matt where she met him at the little shanty camp, and I thought that was okay. But yeah, other than that, I put the note on here. The Tommy being stuck with Meg makes me appreciate Tom more in this episode. But yeah, I think we're good with that. All right, so that takes us to.
Her name is Erica.
Erica. Yep. All right. So episode 10, I Live Here Now. The tensions between Kevin and John reach a climax as the 4th anniversary of the departure brings an unsettling threat to Miracle.
How did you guys personally feel? So the tension grows between John and Kevin, because the handprint match. We did get to see a flashback because he died. That we see him wake up. He does arrive. He does live. Son is a little shocked, oh fuck, yes, actually worked. And then
he's buried for 8 hours or something like that.
Yeah. And then he looked when during his like thing, he saw the girls plan their disappearance. So like he has some information.
Yeah.
But at the same time, John's gained some information because the handprint matches.
They're like, this is perfect. I got my memory back. We can talk about this. Yeah, I'll go with you.
That scene is so funny too. It's just like, oh yeah, don't mind me. I'm just here to kill myself.
Yeah.
Now, if you wanna pick some nits with this whole thing, you can pick nits with the timeline right there. I'll give you that. Where
Oh yeah, that I was thinking about that too.
where the girls load in the car and drive off as Kevin and Nora are leaving the house, and then they see him there. Which the time he had to go home, go to sleep, start sleepwalking, go talk to the grandpa, and then walk over there with a cinder block, and the amount of time it took them to drive over there and set their plan in motion.
I literally paused it after he like looked up at them, and I said, "Okay, pal, your time doesn't work. Sleepwalking time in real time doesn't work. So whatever."
Maybe Kevin learned some of the teleportation skills from the Guilty Remnant in the first season.
Let me tell you, tell me nothing supernatural
happens.
happened.
Is actually what they did.
Yeah.
You know those high school kids, they like to cruise.
Maybe one of the girls had like cold feet and they had to like talk her back into it or something.
But
yeah, I mean,
cops come to Kevin's door, John's door, and be like, "I know you said it was stupid to run those things. It's not stupid. You got him, Matt? Yep." And they show up to Kevin's door, and who answers the door? Not Gavin.
I would have maybe had John's son kind of like speak up for me a little bit more before I got in the car with John and the cops.
Motherfucker! He just sits there and goes, "Listen to him."
I mean,
like, I've seen John do some pretty crazy stuff.
Listen, there would only be a little difference there, because we get to what we actually happened. If he had just told him right there, like. Kevin would have just gotten shot on his lawn. Like, it's not like he would have believed him more, like, going somewhere else.
But then there would be more witnesses.
Well, that's interesting, because I'm really curious how you guys feel about it. Because he gets taken to a dog place. He's like, "I'll let you know you can have your dog back if you tell us who your daughter is." I'm like, that seems like a really weird exchange, but all right, man. But he's like, "I did what your father did, like, to you. Like, I have to, like, this situation. Why do you? Because I died. So you're telling me because I died?" And then fucking shit. He says something that gets him.
Well, because he says something about he doesn't know why she did it or something. She loved us and stuff. And Kevin was like,
"Oh maybe she didn't love you.
Maybe she didn't love you." And then John just like shoots him point blank in the chest.
Right in the chest. So what is your guys' feeling about them dipping back into that?
I mean, at first, because I mean that happens, and then you think, "Oh shit, Kevin's dead," and then it does like other stuff for like a good 20 minutes before Kevin just wakes up in the bathtub again with like one of the greatest motherfuckers. It's like, "I'm not doing this shit again." So at that point, I love this. So,
well, yeah, you guys are a fan of him going back to the same situation?
I think the way they did it, they played it off well. I mean, they had him. He goes back to the closet and he chooses his actual his police uniform. He knows who he is at this point.
Yeah, but why use it? Why does he get to? Do they explain why he gets the ability to do this again?
I mean, I just think he can die. Honestly, like
that's just where we're at. Okay.
I mean, yeah, like
I thought the reason he died the first time is because he had to split himself from the.
Yeah, that was the first time.
It's weird because I'm kind of with Matt a little bit, although I do think like the second time is way more vibes because I just kind of like what they did. I like him going there. I like him, actually picking his identity and singing the song to get back home. Like, I like the actual moments. As far as like themes go of like kind of comparing it to episode 8. Is it a little bit a hat on a hat? Sure, it is. But like, I think the moment is still fine.
Yeah, I think it's a good looking hat on a hat because the whole thing was like, you got to sing. It's like, that's fucking stupid. It's like you can push a little girl down a well, but you can't sing a song.
I heard that. I was like, fair point. I just didn't know how you guys, because I was just like, as somebody watched time, I was like, whoa. I had a few questions. I was like, what, he fucking terminate? Like, why doesn't he get to, like, he takes a bullet to the chest, he can't die? Why? Like, please explain that to me. But then I was like, okay, but as long as it was a little different twist,
we're taking a bullet versus drinking some poison.
I mean, not to give the
Yeah, I know.
plot away, but some characters next season have some theories to why he can't die.
Because that afterlife or limbo or purgatory or whatever it is, because it's got all of the characters who have died in the first season were there too. So I think that just might be where you go when you die. And then they tell you don't drink the water because I guess that's when you go on to the next point, or when like you're I don't know how the afterlife works and all, but yeah.
Okay, fair
Awesome.
enough.
Yeah.
Cool. Can't wait till next season when they tell me why the fuck you get shot. So that's fine. But no, it was like they switched. Yeah, sure. They have some theories. Overall, I think it was fine. Kind of I do love that he gets shot right in the chest.
Oh yeah.
Exits, and then news breaks. So we'll get back to his story after a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's the moment after he puts a bullet in his chest. I'm like, buddy.
And I think like the only thing
you shot a man for no reason.
I think the only thing that happens before he gets shot is Mary actually wakes up again.
What a fucking cop-out bullshit. Fuck you all. You set me up. You fucking set me up.
You didn't believe in Matt.
I still don't. I still don't fucking believe. I believe everybody got backlash for being a creepy weirdo that fucked they shoehorn that fucker thing in. I don't believe it. No.
I mean that's much weirder than like at least all your theories on the other episodes that you didn't believe Matt. I don't know, like didn't assault his wife.
Matt's a fucking creepy dude. I'm telling you right now, I do believe that he assaulted his wife. Fuck off. She's just lying for him now at this point. But yeah, she wakes up, starts talking.
Yeah. Nora takes her to go see Matt, and that's kind of when the whole
first thing, you remember when you woke up and we had sex?
You need to tell everyone that you were awake.
Screaming from the mountaintop, baby.
I need you to tell everybody we meet Matt from now on.
He fucked me. All right.
T-shirt. we need to get this news out.
Hi, ma'am. What kind of coffee would you like? My husband had sex with me. I woke up for 3 hours.
I was awake.
I was conscious when I got.
I've been pranking him ever since, pretending to be asleep again. You should have seen his face.
But yeah, I guess the big news.
Hey, Meg's there with an RV, and the girls are there, and they got a bomb on the RV. Apparently, they're gonna blow up the bridge. That's pretty cool.
Well, then, okay.
Wet fart.
Or no, wait, Meg did say
she told the bridge guys that there was explosives on there, and they get the 1 hour timer going.
I mean, again,
1 hour timer, countdown. Erica breaks through the guards, gets to them, starts talking. Nothing's breaking through. They're staying.
She's not even looking at her.
Kevin gets knocked the fuck out by a cop and bloody because he can't get through. He's just
John,
not small enough as Erica. John, yes. Yeah.
I will say my favorite part of this whole part is that Nora has like the most "I told you so" energy when the girls are there. Like I
told you they didn't fucking vanish. Fucking called that one. I filled out that fucking sheet. I know it, motherfucker. Ain't no way. And she's also like, the only thing missing is like a yes, like it wasn't my fucking lens. I didn't fucking do dick. It was me. I don't like this ending. I just don't. I'm sorry. It's the biggest dick in the world to start right now. I just don't like this ending at all.
What don't you like about the ending?
I don't fully understand it, personally.
Okay.
Why everybody gathered their white all of a sudden and like decided to team up and just go into the city.
Well, because that was her group. They had infiltrated the thing there. They were kind of laying
Like,
there undercover.
I guess that's
yeah,
true.
there was
Okay,
like
that's
Jordan.
fair.
It's seen as like the one safe haven. And it's like, you know what? If I can take my group, infiltrate the one safe haven, all of a sudden nowhere is safe, and like that gets people to have less.
Okay.
I understand why the guilty remnant did it. Like that makes sense. Like,
Yeah, then they storm in, and then I don't. My biggest problem with the entire thing is Meg doing it, infiltrating people, doing the stuff. I get that stuff. I don't get the girls' connection to this. I just don't, and why they would be connected. And I think that's the hardest thing to grasp
Well, I mean,
onto.
that's the same thing. We don't get Lori joining. We don't get most of the people.
No, we
joining
do.
the Guilty Remnant.
No, we do.
I mean,
No,
Lori,
I know the
little
problem.
bit.
I now know why Meg joined. I
Yeah.
know why Henry joins. I know why the other ones joined. Those make perfect sense. Or girls younger 4 years ago that no one vantaged, why they would just automatically join makes zero sense to me.
I've seen what
Lori's
teenagers do
looking
with
at
these TikTok
ultrasound
trends
thing
and
and her
stuff.
baby
I don't
disappears
put it
inside her
past
belly.
them thinking the Guilty Remnant's cool and wanting to join up with that group. I could see teenagers doing that now.
I mean, like most of the like throughout the season, they've been peppering us with how fucked up, like the childhood that Evie and what was the son
Michael.
of like Michael has had like throughout like the last several or so years, and including like the last four, like going into the departure, where he's been in jail and they don't know what's going on, and like when Michael tells like the true story of like that bathroom story of like she was crying and I wanted to drown her out until she can go back to being normal, and then her throwing up that one, or at least not the line, but at least that one sentence in the paper telling her mom, "You understand," who a couple episodes ago was telling Nora that she was about to leave because she got tired of faking having this happy life, which
Mhm.
is similar at least to what Evie. Like I can explain away why Evie joined the movement. Again, like I can't do anything about
And
the
she
other
just
two.
had weak-willed
Yeah.
friends that she was able to exploit to join her cause too.
Okay. Do I get it? Sure, at that point. Do I think the show does a good enough job to explain it to me? No. That's just where I'm.
Mhm.
Because I get like impressionable kids, I get like all the situations, I get their home life. I just feel like we waste 6 episodes on bullshit for a while.
Well, I
And
mean, you say waste the 6 episodes. I mean, it depends on what you're in the show for. If you're watching the show for why did these girls disappear, or are you watching the show for all these characters and stuff? Because I can tell you, this show does not care about why these girls disappeared.
well, right, but then if you're going to put that as your center crux at the end, you're supposed to care.
I mean, I feel like they would have been total assholes like if they didn't answer that plot. I mean,
fine. You could be a leftovers defender if you like. My viewpoint is
Yeah.
that if this is the main crux, the main storyline that we need to end on, because the 6 episodes is all about mystery. That's all they've done this entire thing is to make it a mystery. They didn't make you're telling me it's just about characters. That would be the complete opposite. The girls go missing. The girls go missing. He's got something tied to himself. He's on the other side of the lake. The very next few episodes, people are going around to investigate and trying to figure out if this is a disappearance. They're questioning at this whole town hall, talking about remembering the girls doing this. What happened? Why did they get through? There's the whole Nora and Erica scene contemplating whether this was a disappearance or she had some involvement in it. Then we have the dad, like Patty's involved, and like maybe he had something to do with it because he was involved, but we still have no mystery of why he tried to kill himself until we find out. There's all this back and forth stuff. So the entire season is on the mystery of these girls. And the problem is, yes, we're centered around these characters, but the characters' direct line is here. And I don't get why I feel like we missed the arc on why, if it didn't matter, they pinned their entire hopes and dreams on it, and you guys bought it. I just didn't, and that's where we're at.
I think it's a thing that also for me I think works a little bit better on rewatch because Not that I didn't like the ending, but I was sitting there after seeing episode 7, after seeing episode 8. I see the ending, and I'm like, oh, okay, like, all right, that's solid enough. You know, that's where the girls went, and then we get to the moment where like Kevin goes into the town where I guess it just turns into like fucking Caligula, like, and, you know, we're just partying and having sex on the street or whatever.
And if the show doesn't care about the mystery and only cares about the character, they're doing a very shitty job.
Well, we'll say also, fair show. I think just small thing. Do think the show actually has a number of like really neat like foreshadowing moments throughout this, which throughout, because they said they had the bomb in there, but like we kind of foreshadowed that they're bullshitting about the bomb when Meg throws in the dummy grenade in the bus. And then a really awesome thing, all the way back in episode 1, we see that one scene where the girls have the music blasting, but they just have like that emotionless expression, kind of the same one we see at the beginning of episode 10 where they're driving to the lake. So that was awesome. Like I didn't notice that until this last time watching it.
Sure. Well, anything else from this? I feel like I've yelled enough.
I mean, I guess I think the whole actual ending too is after Kevin comes back and he kind of meets up with John. I love the whole "I killed you," and Kevin just looks down at his chest like, "Nope." And then they pretty much just go back to the houses, and John's like, "What if nobody's home?" And Kevin says, "Just come over to my place." And Kevin gets home, and his whole family is there. This was kind of his whole quest, was getting back to his family and stuff. He had to exercise the whole part of him that didn't think he deserved a family or didn't want to have a family, and now he gets it there at the end. So I think it's a great ending. I mean, I am a leftovers apologist. I love this finale. I think it's fantastic. So yeah,
they all also had their little quests. You know, we had Matt kind of freaking out that his wife was kind of outside of the town for a bit, trying to get her back in. Had Tommy save the baby after Nora got almost her baby.
The baby thing was
not your baby.
That was just to give Nora something to do, and a good way for Tommy to be a hero. Yeah, and Lori's there and everything, and yeah, so everyone's there, everyone's happy and stuff at the end. So all's well that ends well.
we don't know if anybody was at John's house.
Yeah.
I would assume nobody was, or no, his son is probably there, but that's it. No, I think the Regina King, daughter. Yeah, well, we know the daughter's not there. Regina King, I would also say, is not there as well.
Yeah, I don't know.
At least my guess.
Yeah, I'm going to be very interested to see how Cody thinks about the third season starting now. So yeah, that'll be cool.
Say what again?
What's that?
What'd you say?
I said I'm gonna be very interested to see what Cody thinks of the start of the third season.
I mean, could it be any worse than the other 3 seasons? Like the other 2 seasons kickoff, they're horrible episodes.
I disagree with you in the first. I think the pilot's great.
Oh, I believe me.
I'm on an island.
Wait,
I agree with you in the first episode, but I think the second season does pretty good start off.
Mark disagrees with me? What? I don't even know what to do with myself. We rank. We're just, like, me and Mark couldn't hang out and watch movies, so we probably just argue with each other after the end of the movie. Or do we rank
like
a
Siskel and Ebert type show where you guys review movies?
I give it 2 thumbs up. What are you talking about? This is shit. So we rank it at the end, right?
Yeah, we rank it at the end.
Okay. So ready to go to True Detective?
Yeah. So we're starting season 3, episode 1, The Great War and Modern Memory. The disappearance of a young brother and sister leads to a frantic search which will haunt one detective for the rest of his life. Bum, bum, bum.
Man. what happens when they focus on a singular case with a singular character with a singular buddy cop. Man, I don't know, but it seems like it could be great value version of season 1. It could be the Walmart brand. But let me tell you, some of that shit just tastes just as good as the original product. All right,
like I tell you, the first scene of Wayne and Roland together, I was like, they have more chemistry than any of the characters had in all of season 2.
You and I were in lockstep. They started talking together.
Not to shoot a fox or not.
They started talking together, and I literally felt like I was in a Pentecostal church. I was like, "Praise God, Jesus, we are here."
See, that's what if they would have shut out season 2 with Rachel McAdams and Colin Farrell as like partners or something like that, better show. But
maybe.
Well, let's put season 2 behind us.
I don't know. They just would have been fucking immediately, and I don't know.
True, definitely. No, I was just set in an older town. Like again, we can't overlook. It is directly 100% ripoff of season 1.
It's like no one likes season 2. Let's just play back season 1 again a little bit.
Just do a lot of the same shit.
But I will say
a little less weird.
Yeah, right. I think they made it more the crime more understanding, like a little bit like less satanic, less religious focus in a small town environment. Everybody like kind of knows each other's business and shit. It's kind of at that time where he's not getting the respect because of his the color of his skin versus his white partner that is hardened by the job at this point and basically just fucking just pissed off about where we're at and like how it all works. But he sees him as an equal more than the rest around him. So, but the mystery of the girl being missing and the breakdown of like how it all goes down, and you got that creepy vibe, and they put enough feelers out there to make everybody basically a suspect. So it's like, it was basically two men just meeting like, agreed. We're all I am okay. Like
so let me ask you though, how did you guys feel about the 3 different timelines?
Love it.
Okay.
Because I think it's going to be complex enough where I think the 3 are going to make matter. Because he seemed to have changed over the years. Sorry, Mark. Go ahead.
Yeah. I kind of want to hear you talk about this. I wanted to hear you talk about this first. Go ahead.
Oh, I just feel like, well, I don't want to like pigeonhole into other 3, but like there's distinct differences between him and the 3.
Yeah.
And like the one where he's setting up and trying to like deal with the whole situation of being the investigating cop, and then later, I don't know. Again, I haven't seen this, but it's basically feels like he's on his back foot about like his procedure in the case.
Yeah, like what happened in the case?
They did something that wasn't up to or something. It seems like because they're still mystery bounded, and now like the ending is his memory is going, and like he doesn't remember things that happened all the time. So it's like, how are those stories going to weave, and like, is there going to be truth behind his eyes? Like, what he actually. Did he do something that's going to regret?
Yeah.
But they said, when did this come out? Like, what year does I should have looked that up. I don't want to put him on the spot. I was just curious.
2019. It was
2019. Oh wow.
Because the opening to this show feels very prisoners. Like kid just scrolling down the 3 camera angles, past this creepy guy rolling on cart with trash in the back, like. This doesn't seem copacetic. Something doesn't seem. Dad doing the classic thing, just be back in time, not be back in time, showing up. So I kind of like the 3 storylines, but that might be a bias thing. I could hate that in 5 more episodes because it worked for the first season. Will it work for the second?
I'm not loving the third storyline because the first one is, of course, the case and the initial investigation. The second one is, I guess, the whoever gets convicted is appealing it, and they find the girl is still alive. And then the third case is when he's older, he's losing his memory, he's talking to like a true crime show about the case and stuff like that. So we don't know yet, I think, if there's like any new evidence or anything like that in the third timeline, or if that's just going to be him continuing his investigation into that. So that one's kind of the weakest of the three for me so far. But yeah, I mean, like I said, it's pretty much they're playing back the first season again with the different timelines. But I think so far it's working out pretty good.
I mean, no, like I'm really glad to hear at least you guys at least bring that up. I mean, they are very much playing back the hits a lot, but I think it's I think it's at least something that at least this particular writer, Nick Pizzolatto, I think he's actually pretty good at handling. I think he's kind of good at juggling the three. He's good at juggling the three stories while also keeping you interested, like in like the initial timeline where like the actual mystery is going on, and like you feel like there's still like juice like in all three. To where, and I think also I really like Wayne Hayes. I love his character mainly because like he just like he's kind of like the anti Russ Cole, to where he is just a normal ass detective. He's a normal guy, just kind of going. And this feels like this feels like any kind of small town's worst case of like this time, like we lost these two kids, and then kind of going through. And I even kind of like how they set up at least the middle timeline, because he feels like somebody where he's kind of gotten over this case. Enough time has passed to where he's kind of closed the book on it. He knows he's not going to figure out more. And then they just kind of happen to drop more information in his lap. And he just kind of gets hooked again. I mean, I'm also not going to fully disagree with you, Matt, at least like on the third one, because I don't think they really give you, in rewatching it, I don't think they give you any real juice about his storyline until like the third episode.
Yeah.
Because that's when I think they kind of added like the intrigue, at least what's going on there.
I do really love though how they like load you up on so many potential suspects for the case. I thought they did a great job of that. Just the kids driving their bikes around, like Cody said, driving past the trash guy, the teenagers listening to the heavy metal and stuff. I thought they were going to do like a West Memphis 3 thing with those kids. They're going to try to blame it on the kids listening to the satanic music, going out there and doing like a cult thing or something like that. So I'm glad they didn't necessarily go that route.
I like when they talk to that one kid who's like has got the Black Sabbath T-shirt on. He's like, "What's a Black Sabbath?" Like, "Oh, it's a satanic ritual." Is that true? It's satanic, like trying to scare like the teenagers.
Is that true? It's just the name of the band.
I don't know. Like it's just listen to the music, man. Like Ozzy's the best. What do you want from it?
Oh, goodness.
And I do love like the dad situation of it, because he's like, and like the mom and them being separated and him like having things. Not saying I know anything, but like the peek behind like the questioning of the uncle or the other person that lived in the house, like they kind of they have a glancing blow off that for a little bit, but like that just popped in my head because like,
and they revealed at some point too that they found like a peephole in the boys' closet into the sister's room, so we don't necessarily know who did that there.
So then it's like this questioning, like they kind of do a glancing blow on that, like it didn't really matter, and neither one of them really reacted like, "Oh, what?" Like, why? But then I'm like, there may be some breadcrumbs that lead down that pathway.
I mean, we don't really get, because we see that initially, and then they start questioning them, and then they find out like, oh, her cousin lived with them, and he stayed in the kids' room where the peephole was in. Like, oh shit, like we got to figure out more about this guy.
The only one I give a clear from right now is the dad. But I don't know if that's wrong, but the dad just sent them on the way and then finds out their kid's missing. So at this point, it'd be really weird if it's him at the end of the day. But I just think Mahershala Ali is insane, like incredible.
I mean, I want to throw this out here though, right? Like, I was right on fucking
Stephen Dorff.
Stephen Dorff, right? Like I
Yeah,
like I'm
yeah.
good.
He's
Okay,
great. Yeah,
all right,
yeah,
nailed
yeah.
that one. All right, we're good.
I mean, like I said, that they just have the perfect
Yeah.
chemistry working together. I think they're a great team, and I like. Well, we can talk about that part later in episode 2.
I've never been more hooked on a character like really fast. I was like, this dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I just like when he's like kind of giving him like tiny jabs of like trying to like get with like Carmen Ejogo the whole time. Like, hey, what was with you and that teacher?
Oh yeah. And I'd love to. They did a good job of establishing like Wayne's backstory about his like role in Vietnam, where they would just like drop him off in the jungle, and he would go off on his own and do his thing, and that explains why he's able to go off now on his own, and he pretty much finds everything. Just let him
Or
walk
like,
around the woods for a little bit.
You know what he did in I am?
Like, you mean often the war where he got maybe like the coolest nickname ever, Purple Haze. Like that's fucking awesome.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think the main crux, basically, how the like he is known for tracking. He does his tracking thing. At the end of this episode, they find the boy.
Yeah.
He finds the boy in the basically underneath some rock, like
a little cave thing.
cave
Yeah.
thing, like opening, and he finds him. But like, yeah, Stephen Dorff's like, no, he didn't. Am like just track shit. Like he's just like I'm like, yeah, give me that. Give me that. And how they just recircle it in the last 3 episodes of him just being a tracker. I'm just like, so what do you mean you just tracked? Yeah, thanks. Yeah, find the dead body. So the son is dead, daughter is still missing.
And he finds like that little weird doll thing too. So that's kind of it kind of harkens back a little bit to the first season with like the little wooden things that they found over at the crime scenes and stuff.
Great value. Sometimes those pizza rolls still hit, you know.
Nick Pizzolatto. I think it wasn't like it wasn't a Kerry Joji Fukunaga. It was Nick Pizzolatto. Nick Pizzolatto was the fan of like kind of these weird like voodoo things out in the open, like where people can find.
I think
anything else from this episode, I don't want to speed, but like I love the trashy like redneck relationship between the wanting to fight each other because they're separated. So there's fighting between them, and then there's all these men that come throughout the house, like all the situations.
I mean,
love it.
I just think all in all, like it's just a very sound start to the season. I think it sets up everything really well. I think it kind of dives us into the mystery and kind of leaves the stage of intrigue, I think, in all 3 phases of the story. And I think it introduces the characters really well. I think it kind of especially like with how I love how this episode ends, to where he's kind of reeling in for finding the boy, and he's like, I'm gonna go out looking, and like Dorff is like, but it's dark out. He's like, I don't care, I'm gonna go look, and it just fades into black as we just see like the flashlight going around, just kind of showing that after all, and even like after all this time, he basically is just waiting around in the dark, like looking for answers on this case.
And then they have the reveal in the 90s too that the sister is still alive because they found her fingerprints on like a robbery scene or something like that. So that's news to him in the 90s.
And he does get an interview where he's interviewed in the 90s, I think, because that's when's the first setting at?
The first one's in the 80s, and then the second one's like 1990, and then the third one's like modern times, I would guess. Like
I want to say like the gap between like the second and third timeline is I want to say it's like 20, 30 years. Like it's
gotta be high. But like he gets interviewed and he's like, do you have memory problems? And it's like, memory problem? Like back in the 90s, do you have memory problems? And they play that tape for him at the end. I do like the one there's like cousin used to stay with us with the peephole and stuff, and Dorff's face when he shoots at Mahershala, like I got some questions about that.
All right. Checking Wikipedia, it's 25 years. The second storyline's 1990, and then the third one's 2015. So quite a big gap.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the gray hair kind of indicates that one.
Yeah, he old. Like
all right, next one.
All right, episode 2, Kiss Tomorrow Goodbye. As the search for Julie continues, the doll discovered at the crime scene provokes a reaction, while Wayne and Roland learn of a potential suspect. So yeah, kind of more kind of digging through the case. They talk to more people. I think this is the episode where they interview the trash man, and we get a little bit of his backstory. He was also a Vietnam veteran and stuff, and he hasn't had as easy of a time since he's come back from the war. I really like that scene.
That part has, I think, maybe my favorite line in this whole season. Like him and Wayne are going back and forth, and then like here comes Steven Dorff going like, hey, I got a question for you. Do you like kids usually? And he's like, what the fuck's the right answer to that? What do you mean? Do I like kids?
Yeah, because we found out his family they left him, or he left his family, or something like that. So he has kids, but he hasn't seen them in years and stuff. But yeah.
We talked to the cousin too, like, because they talk to a lot of the family because they get to that funeral part, which like is really. Then he tried to spread doubt on that guy, and he's like, "Why the fuck are you talking to me about?"
Yeah. I was looking something. What was the scene that you brought up at the beginning?
Oh, we talked about they're interviewing people. They talk with the trash man. And then we get a little bit of his backstory about being a Vietnam veteran as well and stuff, you know.
I just didn't know if you talked about beating up the guy.
No, that's more towards the end. Yeah.
Yeah, but they're having a whole struggle on like who to like believe how to handle the police case after finding the girl. Like, put it out there in the public. Does that put the girl in more danger? Does it hold? But he's struggling with not being listened to because he doesn't have, the right color skin, and how to like have the whole argument and like them going against what he's saying. He also met a woman. I do think this episode's a dip down from the first episode overall, because obviously the mystery is still going on, so they're just doing investigation work. But like, I do like the chemistry between him and her. I do think that's a good building block where we're going. But I
like that she's also like investigating the stuff on her end too at the school and stuff. And she's the one that kind of finds out more information about the dolls and stuff and gets that information to them. So
yeah, he interviews the kid and like, where people got those stuff. So there's that whole crux that I think is a really interesting viewpoint on that. I just wish there wasn't some mystery behind this. I could have watched Mahershala Ali and Steven Dorff just go around solving crimes like on a buddy cop. Like, give me Blue Buds, but back in the 80s, just with these two watch every day of the week and twice on Sunday.
Do you want them with or without the hair pieces, though?
With. They could just add something to it.
We also have in this scene where the dad tries to go back to work and everyone's just staring at him. And the boss is like, maybe stay home a little bit longer.
Oh, you didn't hear him. You're on leave.
Where he's just trying to get his mind off of it and just do some work, and he ends up having to quit his job.
Yeah, what a guy. Like, his daughter's missing, he's got to make money. Like, what a bad. No, just get out of here, because you may be connected to it, which
you're also maybe blackout drunk as you're walking in here to work on heavy machinery. Like, maybe want to, we don't want to be.
I didn't even notice that.
Care. I thought that was mandatory in the 80s. I didn't think that was looked down on.
Yeah, if you're gonna work like 9 or 10 hours in a factory, you need to have a couple in you. What else? And this episode too is when I don't remember who brings up. I think it might have been Roland, who like knows about a sex offender who's like nearby or something. So they go pick him up to talk to him, and he gets well, they take him to a private place where they can have a conversation.
I mean, questions were being asked.
Questions were being asked.
That was definitely happening.
I don't know how regular practice this was in the 80s, but I would have to assume in certain towns this was very regular.
with certain characters, I'm sure it would be. Yeah.
Listen, when you're dealing with certain, possible perpetrators, some people aren't going to care if a complaint gets filed. Like if he goes into a police station and complains about these, I think his complaint will get pushed to the bottom of the pile and probably won't go any further than that. For being completely honest.
But it's okay though, because he has the best alibi possible. Is that he was working at a daycare at the time.
That was the greatest thing too. Is like, he's not going to be coming by.
Yeah, when he worked at a church, he helps him with songs, like on the stuff. You're like, oh, well, this man, he's not. You're not going to see him anymore. And if you do, call this number. Like, okay. See this police. I get it. Like, yeah, you don't want to see this man anymore. So I thought that was really funny. But they beat the living shit out of him and then talk about pulling a bullet. And I'm like, no one will find him. No one will care if he's gone. You just figure it out.
Or we'll just drop him off at a jail.
And then I love any time a cop is like, you can do that. Oh yeah, that would be pretty bad. Like the other cop just reiterates everything. It's like, yeah.
I love Mahershala tells him like what the jail would be like for him, and like Roland's like, "Whoa, man, that one's gonna stick with me for a while."
Yeah, you'll be puking up black or whatever. I don't even know what he said.
You're gonna bleed black cock.
You're gonna bleed black cock in the jail. Let me tell you what's gonna happen. But they announced on the TV that they believe the abductor was contacted. Mahershal's like, fucking hell. Yeah. Like, why would you say this shit? Like, don't do this. And then basically he's like sitting with her, and then he sits with Stephen Dorff's character, and Stephen Dorff's like, what? He's like, hey, my tribe, hey, my group, they're gonna listen to me. You think they're gonna listen to me more than me? Like, if we're gonna be involved in this case, they can't be doing this stupid shit, like just like putting on blast out there that we know more than we want. And after that, old letter comes in the mail.
Yeah.
The old classic tabloid style letters cut out of magazines, basically. Popped on a thing. And no clue what the dad does the exact same thing I would do. What the fuck does that mean? What is that? Oh yeah, the mystery is there, and we still have no conclusion. Modern day, 25 years, he does like wake up wandering on the street and stuff like that. He gets lost. He doesn't know.
And he's like in front of the house where the kids used to live and something like that. Yeah.
He is failing to like remember, and this thing is clearly haunting him of some sort.
He might be doing some sleepwalking like Kevin. He's going to solve this thing in his sleep. We'll have to see in future episodes.
Yeah, but like he says he knows that, or that shit. That's next episode or whatever. But yeah, just showing up at the kid's house, just like, oh, boy, what am I doing? I was just having dinner with my son. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? I was having dinner with my son, forgetting where my daughter is living.
That's all I had for this episode. Yeah, like Cody said, it's not as good as the first episode, but still pretty solid. We're just chugging along.
I do think the next episode ticks up.
Yeah.
I mean, because that not really much happens like in the 90s, where it basically like he just knows that they picked up her fingerprints at the store and find out that he's married to her and she's writing the book. And like that was pretty much all we got from the 90s version of this.
Mm-hmm.
Or wait, does this episode have the scene where they're outside of the Walgreens?
The Walmart?
No, like it's him and her.
Yeah. No, I think that's the next episode too.
Okay, then
because then she goes to talk to the cops. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. I think we covered it.
All right. Episode 3, the Big Never. The search for Julie brings Wayne and Amelia together again. Wayne and Roland retrace their investigation to spot missing clues, while one Whitefinger resident receives a warning. Oh, the town's called Whitefinger.
Yeah, I was like, wait, who's that character? I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, I think one of them side stories is town's getting restless with the overall thing. Trashman gets met up with a bunch of guys and they kick the living shit out of him. But he stands by, he's like, I have fucking kids myself. Like, I fought for your country, like I fought for your health, like all this stuff. Like, I didn't do it, but they, classic when people have bats and stuff and they give you a warning and you just keep flapping the gums. They just don't just listen to it and be okay with it. They beat the shit out of them. So
you cannot reason with a Southern posse. Once a Southern posse gets together, like it's the most deadly thing in the world.
I mean, honestly, they were going to throw him a beating regardless. So you get all those guys together. They need to throw somebody a beating. So.
Exactly. I mean, we didn't throw this posse together for no reason. Okay, like I mean, you got me all worked up. Like we got to let out some of this tension.
We wear the mask this time. The next time we get better masks. We'll return.
I did love too the opening of this episode, which is in like the modern times, where it's got the son taking him to see a doctor and talking about how the condition's getting worse and stuff. And he tells him, if you try putting me in a home, I'm going to off myself.
Apparently he's told him that before too. Like he's just reminding him of the fact.
Well, yeah, because he tries to put him in a spot, and he was like, remember when I gave you the ride? And he was like, no. Yeah.
He's like, yeah. I was like, no. My wife gave you the ride. He's like, is that what we're doing?
But we're sitting. They find more like a place out in the forest for the kids. Like that's where they met. They have toys and stuff out there. Mm-hmm. Dad asked the honest question: were they out there playing, or were they out there to meet like somebody, like an adult? Like, is there something more to this? Like, great question, Dad. We don't know. No, off the top of our heads. But by the way, 2 points. Correct. You asked a good question. We don't know. But yeah, they end up battling with that whole the thing, and then this is, I think, you guys said it earlier, but I think this is the episode where the fingerprints are located. Because I remember the scene with the girl comes and tells him in the office like the fingerprints, like they were like located, and he chucks the book and is like, don't bring this shit up to, like, he got mad about it, like because it was like she rediscovered she's not missing, like that's one of the mysteries to solve. So I don't know if it was earlier. I just remember that
it was earlier, but they came back to it in this one. Yeah, okay. that was like the first episode kind of cliffhanger sort of thing, and then because him and his wife get talking about it, and he's like, well, I can't go talk to him. Those cops aren't going to talk to me. And I was like, well, okay, well, I'll go talk to him. It's like I'm interviewing for another update to the book and stuff. So she's able to go in there and kind of flirt with the cops and get information and stuff to keep them going.
They do pick up that the boy had the same pose that he did in his first communion picture. Mm-hmm. So that's sort of dots that they're putting together. And they do find a lead where they meet with that guy at the house, and he says, I've seen those kids a few times. I've seen them around, but did you see anything else? There's always a nice car like centered around. But then he gets pressed on that at the end, doesn't he? From the person interviewing him at the end when he's old, because he's like, they brought up that car to you back then. The people brought that up to you, and you guys didn't look into that further. Like,
yeah, like you're worried about what they're going to find, what you left in the woods, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I think he gets pressed on that, but I'm not really.
Yeah, because we don't necessarily know what's because the people interviewing him in the present day, the true crime people, they have some sort of ulterior motive. It seems, as to why they're interviewing him. It feels like there might be some new information that he's not aware of, or something they think that he might have done in the case. So we haven't gotten all the pieces for that yet. But it definitely seems like they're out to catch him in something, or get a gotcha moment or something.
Yeah, because she basically calls him like there's a bunch of flaws in your investigation. Like you did this wasn't proper, and then to bring it up that she's still alive and still out there. Like,
Yeah.
I think what it's going to be, they've said it that they up until that point assumed her dead at that point. Like they just never found her. But now for her to be alive, well, that's questionable. Well, is under questionable, but alive at least.
And we kind of start piecing together that something kind of happened in the case, I guess, with Wayne and Roland, where it kind of split them up a little bit. Because it looks like Roland got like promoted and he's been doing better.
He's trying to hire him back a couple of times.
But the mayor always blocks it and stuff. But now at the end of this episode, though, Roland comes to Wayne and is like, "Hey, I want you to come. I'm assembling a task team and I want you to be on it to help with the case."
This was in the 90s, right?
Yeah, this was in the 90s. Yeah. So this is the middle where they're going to team up again. Yeah.
Which is curious because now they're going to do a task force in the 90s, but overall, the girl is still alive in the modern day, right?
Yeah.
No, she's alive in the 90s.
Yeah, she's alive in the 90s is when they find her fingerprints for like the robbery.
We don't know if she's still with us in the.
No, I don't think
there hasn't been an indication that told us that yet.
Yeah. They haven't said anything about too much about the case in the present day.
Well, let me tell you, if this is anything like if the first season with Walmart, this is great, but like this is off-brand. I don't think Mahershala Ali can fight a mutated killer in a bunch of in the forest, so he might be in trouble.
Hey, if Danny Glover can fight Jet Li in Lethal Weapon 4, who knows?
if Liam over those fences in 3 with those 75 cuts, no, but. I understand. Like this is exactly what True Detective season 1 was. It wasn't complex. It wasn't earth shattering.
Yeah.
Maybe Alexander Daddario was, but overall, it wasn't earth shattering. It wasn't like mind blowing. It was 2 guys doing their investigation on a case. I'm okay with that. All I need is that to continue. Like at this point, so like.
And this even feels more like mainstream detective show than the first season did, because the first season was getting into all the weird stuff, and Russ was like saying weird stuff like every other thing that he said. But this is more just like a down to the basics, 2 detectives kind of working on. The only thing that's like this is, guess, the 3 different timelines is the only thing that makes this just a little bit more unusual than something you see on CBS or something.
Right.
The thing I find interesting too is that I think at the very least in kind of somewhat similar again with season 1, season 3, they I think find at least a realistic way to work in some of kind of the more psychedelic imagery that we see, because at least most of that stuff is tied to like his like dementia here. Season 1, it was tied through like Rust's history of like extensive drug use, to where going back to season 2, there really wasn't a reason. They just kind of threw shit in there, just because.
And like close-up looks on his face, like the bat, like him like almost dream sequence that he's going through. I kind of really dig where we're at. Again, season 1 they were in a sandbox. Season 2 we decided to take that sandbox and drop it in the fucking ocean, and wondered why it just disintegrated to the bottom. And now we're back to the normal sandbox on ground. Like, okay, like let's just build where we know. Let's not like. In a sitcom with season 2, what we're going to Europe? Why? Why not? Like, let's do a musical episode. Like, fuck off. Okay.
All right.
Is it time to go to fuck off?
Well,
I think we're also in for a really good. I think there's one really good Succession episode, but we'll get there.
There's definitely one good one.
I think there's definitely one episode I don't like, but the other 2 are really good.
Fair enough.
All right, so we'll start off with episode 4, Lion in the Meadow. Logan and Kendall have their first meeting together with Josh, a major investor worried about their family feud.
Is this why The Brutalist was made?
Adrian Brody is better in this than he is in The Brutalist. That'll be the most.
Listen, I hate Adrian Brody as an actor. I think he sucks. Like, man can play a Holocaust survivor. I don't know how much else he can do. I don't know what his range is. Get skinny and look miserable. But when I saw this prick show up on screen, I literally almost turned the fucker off. I was like, no.
I mean, he can also kill the hell out of some predators. I tell you that.
Jesus Christ! I'm not getting into that.
Has that been a roundtable episode yet?
I will fucking murder you. When they left, that left. Okay, I just want that on the record on this channel. Once they left, I stopped looking at any of that shit.
But he's perfect for this character, this douchey character here.
There's a scene in this episode, though, is one of my all-time favorites so far. When Greg gets a phone call that Logan Roy wants to meet with him in his office, and then sits there and it's like, oh, we want to work with you, we want to welcome you back in, we want to do all the situations, here's the paperwork. That's great. So what would that run? And he's like, what do you want, Greg? I don't know. What could it get me? That's not how this works. What you have is worth something. You go home and sit and think about what you want and then come tell me. Until then, fuck off.
Even before that, though, I love where he just gets there. It's like, you want a drink? It's like, oh, sure, rum and Coke. Get him a Coke. What Greg wants, Greg gets. And then he's like, oh, that's a heavy pour.
Strong Coke. Oh, I can finish it.
Yeah. Greg would not have done good at Mad Men.
He's thinking that he could leverage the thing, and Logan's like, listen, buddy, you can stay with Kendall's sinking ship, but let me tell you, that's not how this works. Is it this episode too when he determines what he wants? Which is hilarious what Greg wants.
I don't even remember what he wants.
When he tells it to Tom, right? He has that conversation with Tom.
Oh.
He wants to be over parks.
Oh, yeah, the amusement parks. Yeah. He wants to do
Tom looks at him and goes, look at that. All you need is to be in charge of amusement park.
Greg doesn't have crazy ambitions. He just wants to run a theme park.
He's like, I feel like I can get there and get a lot of things accomplished and done or whatever. You want all that? You want to be in charge of a park? Nice.
See, here's the thing. Greg also thinks he's getting millions of dollars in about 20 years as his grandpa dies. He still believes that, at least at this point.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun thing in the next couple episodes. This episode, too, we also have Roman trying to dig up some old dirt on Kendall. They find a homeless man that Kendall convinced to have his initials tattooed onto his forehead. So they have that saga going on. The guy comes in, and we see that he's kind of got him removed a little bit. There's still a faint thing, and Roman's like, oh, man, I wish I had done that. But I think they offer him $1 million for he has a picture of back when he still had the initials on his forehead. But Jerry's like, yeah, don't use that. That's gonna hurt you as well as him. So oh, that was good.
I do think they're 4 days out from the shareholders meeting. They're all trying to gain thing. There's a whole thing between Josh and Roman, Kendall and Logan, taking him to an island, making him basically walk around until he's sick and looking like death on the thing, which Roman basically puts out into his face is congratulations, you have a fetish for trying to kill Dad. That's awesome. But he's like, it's all right, Josh is a lock. He's like, actually, Josh isn't a lock. Josh is now less confident in the way, so you just lost him. Congratulations. So basically, Kendall thought that he was going to be able to do this with gaining Logan on his side, and now he's lost it because this entire trip of like Logan promising things and Kendall making him like walk around after his health scare, but like Josh is not interested in Kendall at all. Like he wants, like he's fine with Logan, but he's putting Logan to the test basically on this.
He's actively trying to help Logan like throughout their meeting.
Yeah, because he like says, "Hey Kendall, maybe you should just backpedal everything you said, and we all just work together again."
Yeah, so he's like, Kendall thought that he was on the call with all of them, and he's like, "Yeah, fuck off! Like I'm not doing this. I'm not being ambushed. You're not gonna rush me." Basically, tells him to fuck off and leave, and then he's like, "Oh, we're not going to meet there," because he wants to meet with his dad before they go to this place. And he's like, "No, you know where to meet me. Meet me with Josh." So he automatically goes to Josh's place, plays the power game. But then overall, the entire time, Kendall's like, "Yes, this is where I'm going to get Dad." Josh was like, "Yeah, just backpedal. Like we can all work together. We can all make this agree. Let's go walk. Like we're going to walk." But then once he knows Logan is weak, he's like, "I'm fucking out. Don't care if Kendall's on board." Like so, Kendall is losing people, and Logan hits him with the drugs that you do, the stuff that have messed with your mind. Like that's problematic. I have the company. I have the shares. I have this. I have Greg. I have everything. You're fucked. Like just drop now, or you're going to regret everything you're doing. The political sphere is heating up in this one. Shiv's like sitting down with that person, was like, well, I don't know who the person is, but like, what if I go to the what if I go to the press and like tell everybody about this full core press you're putting on me? You'd be looking pretty embarrassing. We don't get embarrassed. Sorry. Tom's worried about prison. Tom's like, I've been reading stuff on Shiv. I don't think I want to make it in jail. Like, what if you're like the last time I get to feel a woman?
He's trying to figure out how to make toilet wine.
And Shiv is not being very supportive, and Tom trying to learn about prison. She's like, you just stop talking about prison that's all you talk about now.
It's like shit. Like every time, like Tom has to like talk about he maybe gets like a minute in to like things that have bothered him, and Shiv's like, maybe we can just talk about this later. Like, let's just like you're kind of bumming me out right now, Tom. Let's talk about
my stuff. And yeah, we already talked about a little bit, but the Tom and Greg scene in this episode is great, where Tom pretty much ends up like telling him that I would castrate you and marry you in a heartbeat. Oh god. But yeah, I mean, they have that big meeting with Adrian Brody. It doesn't end up well. He senses the weakness, and then at the end there, Kendall sees that Josh actually came to the airport to meet Stewie. He didn't make them come to him, so it's not looking too good for them on that.
Too barred.
I think that's pretty much everything I have for this episode.
I mean, I think that segues pretty well into something we've been kind of leading up to for like a season and a half.
All right, so that'll take us to episode 5, Retired Janitors of Idaho. Kendall and the Waystar team find themselves working together at the annual shareholders meeting where Logan's health takes a turn. And this one
this is one of the best episodes of the show.
Great episode.
I know
it's basically just a whole like negotiation, like boardroom, just on the fire. Everything's moving in a direction. They have to cut deals and move stuff around. It's just chef's kiss of an episode of Succession.
Last minute deal while Logan is just losing it. He's got like a UTI and he's just
and he didn't take the medicine. Like Shiv goes, question. What does that do? Like a thing, and then Connor's like, "At his age, you go fucking nuts." Like, so basically, they're on the deal. They finally got to the deal with
Stewie and Sandy.
Sandy. They're finally there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sandy
they're
and
finally up.
Sandy.
Yeah, Sandy and Sandy. And like he's the guy they're negotiating is like in a wheelchair, like Vader speaks through his daughters, like goes through the entire situation. They're all negotiation. Logan's not taking his medicine, so he's loopy, so he's like declining deals and like accepting deals like fuck off. Like he's out. Like he's speaking out of his ass. But they have to get this deal done to present to the shareholders, and they're like having to wheel and deal behind the scenes. And it's just so good. Like everybody plays such a big factor.
Yeah, it's all great. And we get also Greg meets with his grandpa, who's not happy with how he treated the lawyer, and he says he's pretty much cutting him out of the will. He's going to donate all his money to Greenpeace.
You're giving it to charity. What? Whoa. What about mine? Yours was the first. Yours was the first one I cut.
And then later in the episode, Greg's like, "Yeah, I'm looking at the possibility of suing my grandpa, but in an affectionate way."
So it turns out I can't sue my grandpa, but I can sue Greenpeace. You're going to sue Greenpeace? You're going to sue them? Thinking about it. But basically, Sandy and them are being fucking dicks about what they're needing them to agree to. Like, they don't want a Roy on the board. They don't want... The private jets come later.
Well, they want to be able to veto if Logan appoints one of his children as successor.
They want to be able to veto. And they're like, that's not going to work. But then they're like, you know what? We'll agree to the deal. Dad kind of floats in and out, like, yeah, no problem. He keeps having to go to the bathroom and pulls Tom to go take him to the bathroom. Do you need me to hold it? Do you mean to brace it? Like, hold it?
And he says, "Thanks, son," which I assume he's probably thinking it's in his crazy mind. It's one of his kids, but Tom takes that to, he called me his son.
I mean, he thinks Shiv is his wife.
He thinks there's an imaginary cat under his chair at one point, and this guy has to like just take something.
It's Brian Cox's acting performance from all like great in this. But then he ends up putting the thing together where he's like having to he says no to the private jets. Like he says absolutely, tell him to fuck off, like we're not doing this. But like I'm kind of in the same boat. So like eat the private jets is basically they have to pay for their own private jets is what I'm assuming. Like they can no longer use their private jets or not allowed to use private jets, which I just don't think is real. But they're like, I'm in the same agreement. Fucking shake on the deal, sign the deal, and just go get fucking private jets. What are we talking about? Like, you guys are fine. And then he's like, no, which I think is why Shiv and Roman are like, Roman's like, fuck no, we ain't taking a deal. Take the PJs, like, fuck off. Like, figure that out. And Shiv's like,
but Shiv kind of used that as an opportunity to kind of negotiate for herself a little bit because she's like, maybe we'll give you guys an extra board seat. But if we're going to do that, though, we have to give us another board seat, which, I mean, I could take that board seat.
Negotiates, sells the deal, gets it at the finish line, crosses it. And, like, the guy speaking, he's like, our COO, blah, blah, blah. He's like, I'm going to need you to vamp because we're not. All right. And then sends fucking Jerry out there, and Jerry's got to vamp for a little bit. And then they end up selling the deal. They end up announcing the deal as a thing. And then, holy fuck, here comes fucking Kendall out today. Well, his dad's like, they're having to do like medical treatment for his dad, like give him a shot and stuff to help him with the situation. And Kendall shows up.
He just emerges from the shadows on the stage.
Roman's like, get the fuck out of here. Like, don't get away from dad. You don't need to know shit about dad. And then, he ends up showing up on the thing and is like, talk about the victims.
We're going to start a foundation.
Everybody's like, well, security. Do we have security? Somebody take mute his mic. And he's like, he announced, he's like, I'm starting a campaign, a charity in their name, in their honor. And like, and they cut his mic. And you just hear him yell over the crowd. And it was like, I think that went well. That went fucking horrible. But that was so funny, like the whole back and forth. But then old Daddy Roy wakes up And he's a little bit more thing, and Shiv thinks she did a good job, and she's like announcing. He fucking dismisses the fuck out of her.
Oh yeah.
Basically sits there and talks to Jerry, and then Jerry's like, Dad, I think we should go. Will you quit barking in my fucking ear? And just like, oh, the medicine is working. The medicine is working. Like, someone's feeling better. But like that. And then, is this also the episode Tom tries to put a baby in Shiv because she realized he's synced up her like ovulation calendar?
Yeah. Every time I just write the video, you'll have the baby, and when I get out, there'll be a baby. That'd be cool.
Are you mad? Trying to impregnate me? Like, I just thought it would be like, I just thought it'd be something that we could do.
And then was it at the end there? Kendall's told that Logan wants to see you. Just come and wait in this room. And then you got Kendall just waiting in the room as Logan is leaving the building, and he's like, Kendall calls him, and he's like, block that number
forever. And just like, you're like, oh, what a fucking baller ass move. Gets it done, finishes the deal, gets everything across the line, thinks Kendall's could possibly find his way back in, and then gets told to fuck off. Brilliant. Brilliant episode.
Oh,
yeah, it's like they're I'm under like maybe it's like the Battle of Blackwater, like for this family of like, oh, we realize that the Lannisters are really head on their game, like a little bit this one for kind of like Roy's more or less kind of figured out like all their problems, and now like Kendall is just out.
Yeah, because it was cool how they kind of almost had to work together a little bit just to get this deal. They had to put some of their stuff on the back burner. Yeah, that was really good.
Oh wait, did we mention like how Connor like tried to convince everybody that like Logan had actually made him like like a vice president?
Oh yeah, he's like, yeah, you put me in charge of like Europe or something like that.
He was well when he did that though.
yeah, he was good when he said that. Yeah, which I don't even think he said it when he wasn't good. But Connor's going to use that opportunity because he needs to up his profile for his presidential campaign.
Oh yeah, that happens too. Like the president calls him and like he tells him like he's not going to run.
Yeah, he has to talk
Roman.
to Roman.
Yeah, talk to Roman because you're him, like
you guys talk once.
You're close to his style, like your discount Logan, like you're and he's like, oh yeah, and it's like, oh, sorry to hear that, Mr. President. Oh, I'm getting like yeah, he's dropping out. He doesn't want to do this anymore. Cool.
One of the parts I put on here I loved was when they got Frank out there just like vamping and stuff. And I think they say something to Logan about someone was being nasty to Frank. And he's like, no, I'm the only one that can be nasty to Frank. Who's being nasty to Frank? I just love like that. That's a little bit of like a character beat for Logan. That he feels like he can be nasty to Frank, but he'll protect it from anybody else. I think that pretty much covers everything that episode. But yeah, solid episode all around.
I mean, I was a little surprised they used this like for like the mid-season. I was fully expecting like the shareholders meeting to be pushed to like the season 3 finale. Like,
well, this season's only 9 episodes. I was looking, so yeah. So are we finishing it next week? I'm guessing.
Yeah, we're finishing it this coming week.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm also with Mark. I was a little surprised that this was the mid-season because I was like, now you got 3. Now it's like, oh, you got 4 episodes to tell me where you're going. Now you got 3 episodes to tell me where you're going. Well, now, yeah, 3 episodes. I'm like, it's a little interesting. Which I now, with after hearing what the first one is, like the next episode, I kind of get it a little bit more. Like I know kind of what the direction we're going, but I don't know what. What a fucking segue though, right? Am I right?
Yeah. This is episode 6. What it takes. Logan and the team head to Virginia for a conservative political conference where Roman finds out the surprising news about his mother. So this is the episode that I didn't really like out of this bunch of episodes here. It's pretty much it because it kind of just like comes out of nowhere from anything else we've dealt with so far in the stories that I guess all the rich people get together and have a
To
little
pick the
conference and
presidential
decide
candidate?
who's going to be the presidential candidate. Yeah, which makes
I
sense.
do have, without giving the point away, I just need to know this offhand. The person they end up picking, which we can discuss in a little bit, does him and Shiv have something that I'm not unfamiliar with?
I
Or is
think
that
she
yet
just
to be
thinks that
discovered?
he's a douchebag.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Okay. I didn't know if there was a backstory that I
another guy
missed.
that she liked more. Yeah,
It just seemed like, well, I get that viewpoint, but how standoffish she was to him, like being weirded to be in the same room. I didn't know if there was a backstory I missed. So okay, that's fine. Yeah, but they're picking the presidential candidate, which I think is weird, which I do love that moment with Tom. While Tom's going through all this situation, and he sits there and talks to like Kendall is like trying to communicate with Tom, like to figure out like the end still, because he's been basically wrote it out. And like he has like the most real conversation. He goes, you know what they're doing up there right now?
Mm-hmm.
They're picking who's going to be the next president of the United States. Like that's where we're at. Like this is way beyond Waystar at this point.
Yeah,
like,
that was the best whole scene of the whole episode.
Yeah, like it's such a crux. Like because Kendall is still like Tom has got it in the verge of like he doesn't know what's next for him. He could be going to jail for this situation. Like he is dealing with that torment in his head while in a loveless marriage, and Kendall's over there bitching about like needing to be back into daddy's money, and he sits there is like, do you even fucking understand what the like you're talking about a 10%, like a 0.10% viewpoint when the entire world is they're picking who's going to be running the next country upstairs.
Oh yeah,
that's what I want. And then gets in the car and just leaves. You're just like,
yeah. Well, he drops the best line on Kendall that pretty much sums up Kendall. He says like, if I have a hunch, if I had to bet, is that you're going to get fucked because I've seen you get fucked a lot, and I've never seen Logan get fucked once.
Yeah.
And then
I forgot about that. I forgot the word, but that's so true. He's like, you want to talk about something, buddy? Like how this is going to work is how it's always worked. You will be fucked, and yeah, you won't. Like, and it's just like, oh well, we're there. But yeah, I did not overall love the back and forth. Picking the president, deciding who needs to be the candidate, running through the options. I do love Logan picking up the phone and calling the one guy. I'm like, hey, would you mind stopping by the house? Like, let's get rid of the second attorney general.
Could you just bring me a Coke?
Yeah, like basically uses a power trip to show how much power he truly wields. Like, look, this person had a fucking bed to come to
the vice president.
Yeah. Oh, sorry to waste your time, but yeah, he's so it was a kind of a mixed thing, but like again, Shiv is deemed like she has power, gets basically told she has no power. They don't disagree, even though she was like, you have to listen to me. This is my sector. Like this is the one area that I'm really comfortable. And they still go with Roman's like option of the situation, which by the way, if Roman's the one you're going to listen to, you might be completely foobarred, but whatever.
And this episode too also has like Kendall having his big meeting with the DOJ and stuff. We find out that his papers that he has doesn't necessarily really have all that much incriminating stuff that he thought it was going to have. So it's not going super well for him. But he kind of plays it off and kind of gets in like a shouting match with his lawyer right there in front of the DOJ because he thinks like that'll kind of work out in their favor and stuff. And she's like, you don't listen to me.
And he doesn't tell Tom that he had like those don't have power, do they?
No, he doesn't, because that weakens his position. So yeah, he doesn't.
Which sucks for Tom, but he's wanting something for Tom
at that point. Yeah.
Tom needs that relief, and he doesn't even give Tom that relief because he's a cocksucker, basically. Like he's an ass. Like Kendall only cares about himself.
Yeah.
So he's trying to get something out of Tom, but he owns the one thing that Tom would need.
Well, I mean, the government's still investigating them and stuff.
Right,
They
but
have other
when
stuff that can get Tom.
the other things don't, because he let him in and stuff. But overall, there's no real proof that they destroyed anything because they can't really find the records. Like,
yeah.
when you don't have hard evidence at this point in time.
Well, Tom was there when they were signing off on those payouts and stuff and everything. So, but it's.
I mean that thing is like kind of the one interesting thing, at least about this episode, is that, or I think there's a couple. One thing I think that's just kind of funny. This one I think is interesting is at least to how far Kendall's going to go, because I think at least I feel like at least Kendall's going. He is doing the going for the throat type moves, like going after Tom is one of those. Like
his back's kind of against the wall at this point.
And also that the fact that they were in that room talking about who should be president, and they even kicked around Connor's name a little bit.
Because Connor kept
like, I mean, if that's what happens in the show, that's what happens in the show. Like, eventually we're gonna have to deal with Connor being like a serious presidential candidate. Like, I mean,
the first lady and escort in a wild time.
Oh.
I
don't know that. I don't know if that ever happens. It'd be really weird.
It's like I believe Connor should be.
I mean, Kennedy did it for his boys. Why can't I do it for mine?
Yeah, the fact that he just looks at him and like, yeah, that sounds fucking right. Like, Logan has like the best poker face in the world. Like, oh yeah, not fucking gonna happen.
We also find out in this one that their mother is getting remarried to some guy, so that might come up again.
Oh, so it was important. Okay.
I mean,
I think that's. Like I said, they end up going with the douchebag. He brings Logan a Coke at the end. I guess Roman gave him that little tip to kind of show him he's going to work with Logan.
Shiv also is like throws a jab at when they're in their car, and it's like, yeah, just good thing we still have a company to operate, thanks to me. And at the end, when they pick their presidential candidate and they go to take the picture together, she was like, I'm not taking a picture with him. And she look, are you part of this family? Or are you not? If you are, get in the fucking picture, bro. Hey, we're gonna get that fucking picture. I am, but I'm not standing near him. Like the definition of like stepbrothers. I'm not gonna call him dad. Like not even if there's a fire. Like fuck off.
But I love when she did that jab about saving the company, and Lo was like, Carrie, can we get Shiv a medal?
Like even the bad episodes are still good episodes, but it was still just like that's the problem with television.
Mm-hmm.
Did you think like you, Matt, definitely know, and Mark, like we're a part of the older of this community a little bit. Oh, Matt way older than us. Like, fuck, he's fucking old. He dealt with VHSs way longer than we fucking had to. Anyways,
I got some right down here.
But like, if this show wouldn't have lasted in like syndication, like this could not be 24 episodes. Like when they ran shows like on network TV for 24 fucking episodes,
there would be a lot more filler.
So much fucking film. We watched Logan Rowe go get his fucking pedicure and fucking like it'd be crazy. I think the smartest thing TV ever did was like do shorter seasons. Like I think that's just genius. Like I understand people wanting more, but when you get more, like don't waste time. Like it's better.
And
but that's the problem with mid-season.
It's just you can have less episodes as long as you consistently put them out every year. It's when you have 8 or 10 episodes every 3 years.
Yeah,
it becomes.
That's the biggest flaw in television in general is that the mid-season hits.
Mm-hmm.
And that next episode normally, unless you're like a show like that has insane episodes, it most of the time comes out like a wet fart, and it just sucks overall. Like it's not bad; it's just a letdown.
Yeah,
because like if we watched this last episode this week and then we picked up this one, I don't feel like we feel this much weight
Yeah.
Because we have a week separation between them, and we're like, okay, this is the lead in, then we got 2 more episodes, and maybe those pick up. No, this is the end of this week for us. And we're like, well, that fucking shareholder meeting was fucking tits. That was awful. This is asshole. Like, why am I here? I don't care about their fucking president. We haven't even seen the president. We know he talks, but I don't give a fuck about who the next president is. So I think that's it. But overall, not bad, but just not.
Yeah.
Good.
I guess we'll never know though if the president had ordered like that they cleared the skies like for that board meeting. I guess
Definitely did. Definitely did.
that'll just stay a mystery.
The first time Kendall got fucked.
Interesting this one week. Bad guy of the week.
Yeah.
It's got to be her. It's got to be
Meg.
Meg.
Yeah, I mean,
Let the whole town thing and then destroyed Miracle, basically.
Oh,
who do you get, Mark?
Because well, it would be almost impossible to pick anybody from True Detective because we don't know anything at this point.
Yeah.
Succession, Logan from being a dick again, but like, what did he really do besides not take his medicine?
Yeah.
and I feel
Kendall
like
trying to make him walk around and kill him, like, but
Well, that was Josh was the one. Adrian Brody was the one that made him do the walking around and stuff.
yeah, hey, come walk with me. This is how I got into Holocaust shape for the Brutalist.
I mean, there could be an argument for Adrian Brody's character, but he was just in the one episode, so I don't know if
That's
that's
the way
true.
we have that rule that unless you can do writer. So. Good guy of the week, the writer.
Actually, you do see him briefly in the audience for the second episode too. So,
Ah,
but
Yeah,
I'm okay with Meg unless Mark has somebody he wants to throw out.
I mean that's the weird. I mean you kind of
actually, the third girl in the RV, the one that barely doesn't show any emotion, I would like to pick her because she makes no goddamn sense why she's in a cult, like at all.
I mean, John killed Kevin in the last episode.
I think,
he's the only one.
Matt. I think you and I maybe as fathers may be a little understanding of that.
Fair.
Yeah, if my daughter's still missing, you have not announced that my daughter. You saw my on the day of. You're just now telling me because you're saying you died, and your last words to me is maybe she didn't love you. Yeah, I have a gun. You're going to kill the gun now. Well, I don't know what to tell you. Out of my hands. I watched Sopranos. Let me tell you, it ain't going to be in your chest. It's going to be in your head.
Yeah, I don't even think there's like any other than John. I don't think there's any other good candidates. So like
This season, these runs of show are harder to find bad guys of the week. Last season, we were like fucking fighting each other to find like you're telling me that guy's more bad than my guy.
There's like no Pete this season.
Yeah, no Pete, no Tony.
We thought Rowan might have been, but he's kind
Did
of.
Tony ever get bad guy of the week?
Let me look.
I mean,
I always put Matt on the
have.
fucking spot.
I mean,
He
like,
had to have at some point.
I feel like every time we did, like Don Draper just acted like a scumbag, or like he made fucking Linda Cardellini like crawl on all fours or something in a hotel room. He's like, nah, it's
Remember
definitely
that time?
Mark made Tony bad guy of the week once. That was the only time he was ever bad guy of the week. Cody or
anybody
I.
else?
No, Cody nor I have never made Tony bad guy of the week.
When did I make him? I don't even remember when I made
It was
him.
week 9, whatever that was.
What? I gotta look up the schedule
Because I had Janice and Cody had Vic as bad guys.
They were
that
10
week, and you had
episode
Tony.
weeks. They were 10. It was 10 seasons. So that had to be near because we did 4 at times.
Yeah.
So that had to be in season 2.
All right.
I'll send this to you guys so you can take a look at it at some point. Yeah.
We'll look it up. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
You were the only one to give Tony bad guy, which is crazy. And we were all fighting. Dude, Tony was killing people and beating up people and doing all this shit. And we did John Draper. He slept with this woman in front of his daughter and then gaslighted his daughter and not seeing what she saw.
That seems fair. Oh.
Tony is made to be this way. Don should be better. He ain't
Oh. All right, so I guess we need to get into a season
You got any kill counts for Leftovers?
Leftovers is up to 50 kills now in 2 seasons.
That's not counting The Departed.
Yeah, it's not counting The Departed, but I did count like kills in like the Purgatory place. So it's some weird numbers, but they're there.
Season ranking, you both saw it, so this is my unfortunate side effect that I have to go first. Season 1, I gave 3 stars, correct?
Yes.
I'm at 3.5.
Okay. Improvement.
I hated the beginning. I hated the end. Those 3 episodes were really good. Probably some of the best television I've seen. So I am in this. What was it?
It was the second episode of season 3 is when he is really racist to Meadows' boyfriend. I think that was the thing.
Mark stood against racism. Me and Matt said, "Fuck." What did we give Bad Guy of the Week that week? For?
I gave it to Janice, and you gave it to who did I say you gave it to? Vic. So Vic had to do some racist shit too.
Vic had to do some shit.
And Janice was just Janice.
Janice was pretty bad. The Women of Sopranos were pretty bad. I'm at 3.5. I can't go any higher because I don't like the first 6 episodes and I don't like the last 2.
Okay.
But I would argue that, again, what is it? Episode 7
International
and 8?
Assassin is
episode 7 and 8. Even episode 6, 7, and 8 are some of the best television I've watched in the show. For me to be able to pull it back, if those 3 episodes don't exist, this show is low. But I'm at 3.5. It's better than season 1 in my eyes. Whoever wants to go next, I'm not going to put you on the spot.
Mark, go ahead.
I think it's a 4 for both of you. That's my guesses.
Because I gave first season like a 4.5.
You gave the first season a 4.5. Yeah, you were the highest one on the first season.
I think there are parts of
what's in that cup. What's in that cup? Are you drunk?
Man, I just got water. It's thirsty.
Vodka. Go ahead. Continue.
I mean, there are parts of this season I think are some of the high points of the show in general. I think it drags a bit more, but I think ultimately where we end up is pretty great. So I think I'll just match what I gave it at season 1. I'll give it 4.5 as well. I think the season is great.
Jesus Christ. I want to know what the problem areas were. It's not 5.
I mean, this season is it's got some of the best episodes, I think. International Assassin, I think, is one of the best episodes of television, period. I think the finale is really great. I think it's one of the best finales of a lot of shows. There are some episodes that aren't as good.
That's disgusting that you just said that.
But I don't think there's... I feel like even the not as good episodes in this one aren't as bad as some of the not as good episodes in the first season.
Okay.
The highs are just so high. I'm
4.5.
I'm giving it a 5.
Okay, I felt like that was coming.
What's in your cup? What's in your cup, buddy?
I love the scene. I think
4.25.
Yeah, that's where yeah.
That makes sense in my brain. I don't know if it makes sense in the rest of your.
If I could have given it a 4.75, I would have. But yeah,
that's better than Succession season 1. Okay, pal. All right. So True Detective season 1. True Detective Succession season 2. Leftover season 2. 3. Then Succession season 1, True Leftover season 1, and then 70 loads of shit, and then True Detective season 2. So that's where we're at on that. Next episode, we will do 3 of Succession in season 3. We will do 3 episodes of.
I think it's 3 for everything. I want to say and double
3
check.
3s.
Yeah.
Or
is it? Or is not?
Let me.
We're not taking it slow for Leftovers.
Oh, yep. You're right. Yeah, you were doing 3 Successions to end the season, 3 True Detectives, and we're doing 2 episodes of Leftovers for the rest. of
Oh yeah,
the
because we
show.
gotta milk that shit.
Yeah, because it had less
If this is
episodes
the
than
last
everybody
season of this, and we still have to do True Detective season 4
else. Yeah,
and Succession season 4.
yeah,
So that, and then by the end of Succession season 3, which is next week, when does True Detective season 3 end?
Season 3 of True Detective ends the following week.
Following week, True Detective season 3, we will announce what we are doing for season 3 of this show. We have our shows picked. We're ready to roll. Pretty excited about it. There's one show that I am just fucking amped to talk about. It's a little indie show. Not a lot of people know about it, but I can't wait for everybody to check it out.
It's gonna be no, it won't be a first for the show. Yeah, but yeah,
gonna captivate the audience. So can't wait. We will catch you next week. Bye-bye.
You wonder ever you're a bad man?
The world needs bad men. We keep the other bad men from the door.
So, I just wanted to get the gang together early in my tenure to say,
Yup.